continue to break structure, turning the 18194 into a resistance. And if we can see that, then we're likely to see a retracement on Cantoncoin. Alrighty, everybody, what is going on? Welcome back to another CYPRX video breakdown. In today's video, we're going to be talking about why risk sentiment in crypto is absolutely screwed right now and most likely won't turn around until we see a shift in sentiment on any one of the things that we're going to talk about and discuss in today's video breakdown. We're also going to take a quick look at some updated levels on XRP and Canton, going over some of our most recent updates, just showing you guys the level of accuracy that we have been locked in here with at CYPRX, especially if you guys have been tapped in with us. So starting off, picking up where we left off in previous video updates, no hopium, no hype, no outrageous price predictions or confusing retail technical analysis, just straight level to level institutional insights via our algorithms and software that we give. So 10 days ago, our last update on Canton, we had mentioned that if we can hold above the 12-cent threshold and break above the 15,237, that we would likely come up around the 18,194 institutional sell dark pool. And as of time of recording today's video breakdown, that price action has materialized in real time. And so we did hold above that 12-cent psychological level threshold. We consolidated around the 15,237 for about a week. We saw buyers turn that into a support after breaking slightly above it, trapping sellers, becoming aggressive, and then making a nice bullish push up into the 18,194, where we are currently lingering and hovering around now. The question is, we'll go into this here in just a second, can we hold above the 18,194? Can we see buyers absorb the sellers that are likely going to start to defend at this level, trap them at these levels, become aggressive enough to push price higher up into the upper level dark pools that we have here? Or do we see sellers overpower buyers, break back beneath the 18,194, turn it into a resistance, and start to make our way back to the downside? We will see here. We're going to go over that technical analysis in just a second. But again, showing you guys that we have been talking about these levels days in advance. This is showing you guys accurate insights when they matter most before the levels play out. All right, so this was 10 days ago. Hopefully you guys have been paying attention. It's so crazy that these videos, out of the 50,000 followers that we have here at CYPRX, only 2,000 people are watching these videos. Moving on, our XRP update. We had an XRP update on January 20th. I'd mentioned to you guys, same thing, right? In a moment of chaos, these videos are only getting like 2,000 views. It blows my mind considering XRP holders is even trending right now on the internet, right? We had talked about possibility of $1.60 coming into fruition via our institutional algorithms that were popping up, $1.60 as a possible retracement area of interest for XRP to drop down into. That was all the way back on January 20th. Now heading over to XRP's price action, just taking a quick look, we did come straight down into that area of interest, almost touching $1.60 to the absolute T. We did touch $1.60 in some pennies there. Oh, we touched roughly about $1.61. Nonetheless, we definitely came straight down into that area of interest, mentioning a risk-off sentiment would likely continue and send XRP's price lower. So coming over here, all right, I said to you guys in a motivational post, and the only reason why I even mentioned this is because XRP holders was trending on X, and it gave me a whole bunch of XRP community members posts today. For example, XRP Crypto Wolf posted on January 29th, just yesterday, or just the other day, why did XRP in basically every market crash so hard? I said here to you guys, 2026 is about growth, clarity, and leveling up. No more guessing, no more chasing hype, no more relying on incomplete information. It is time to understand how markets really move. I encourage you guys to do so. It's time to learn from real institutional data and real analysis with people who have 20 plus years of combined institutional and live market experience. It's time to build confidence through knowledge. Inside the CYPRX research team, we focus on helping XRP and many other crypto holders stay informed, prepared, and disciplined, especially when it matters most. This is not about hype. It's about education. It's about consistency. It's about long-term success. More people are choosing to invest in themselves, their mindset, and their skills, and that shift is powerful. Inside the CYPRX Discord, you get access to software that costs us hundreds of thousands of dollars to build, daily private Zoom calls, fundamental reports, and non-mainstream crypto research along with the community of like-minded people, and all of that is waiting for you. I have a firm belief that more people will awaken and more people will become CYPRX superior traders. So that leads me over here to my post, always trying to give you guys just the realest information. Why risk sentiment in crypto is absolutely skewed and won't turn around until we see a shift in sentiment on any one or all of these things. Markets did not sell off randomly. I repeat, markets did not sell off randomly. This was a textbook risk off setup. So let's understand that backdrop. Let's go over a whole list of things because there's probably some that I didn't even cap on here in this post as to what's happening in the market right now, why risk assets, particularly like crypto, are not performing well. Rising tensions between the United States and Iran is top of the list right now. Donald Trump backing Warsh, one of the most hawkish anti-quantitative easing Fed voices for the next Fed chair. That took place on Friday. We have Russia-Ukraine tensions still unresolved. We had ongoing Japanese yen intervention fears literally all week, pretty much for the past 2 to 3 months. We've had those fears lingering in the background. We've had no resolution on Congress voting over tariffs pushed back until February to June of this year. So there's no resolution on Congress's vote on Trump's tariffs so far. And that continued to speculate and circulate in the market sentiment over the past consecutive couple of weeks. I'm sure that you guys have seen some of the headlines. We have unresolved talks involving Greenland. We also had the partial US government shutdown at midnight most recently. Core PPI inflation on Friday came out much hotter than expected, which was not good at all whatsoever for the possibility of rate cuts this year. We had the Federal Reserve signaling fewer rate cuts, maybe only one in 2026, if any at all, leaving the markets in a data dependent and wait and see mode. And then last but not least, we also have the vote on Lisa Cook still pending, questioning the Fed independence. So in a nutshell, there has been no easing for now, no stability, no policy clarity, no inflation relief, no reason for aggressive risk taking. When uncertainty stacks like this, we have to understand as risk asset investors, large capital that actually moves this market does not, I repeat, does not move into crypto. It moves out of it, right? This is the macro reality. Stay informed, stay disciplined. So moving on real fast, just giving you guys a quick technical analysis update. None of the levels that our software has generated has changed thus far. On XRP first, we have now come into that $1.60 threshold. I'll jump up to the higher time frame, i.e. the 12-hour. So if the $1.60 threshold breaks to the downside on our radar, we still have the possible targets of $1.39 next coming into fruition. Below $1.39, the lowest level right now on our radar comes in at about 98 cents. So if the $1.60 threshold breaks, we start to see it turn into a resistance. We're likely going to start to see prices come and trail lower down into $1.39, or at least towards that area of interest as our next bearish targets. $1.27, like I mentioned, sits below that. Below the $1.27, we have 98 cents on our radar for some possible DCA levels on XRP. If at any moment in time the center turns around and we can see $1.60 hold as a support, we can see buyers absorb the sellers that are currently overpowering at this area. They get trapped. Buyers then become aggressive enough. We need to see price break back above the most local previous support, now acting as a resistance, which is the $1.84 threshold, before we can become optimistic of a possible recovery on XRP. So we would need to see buyers trap sellers at these levels in areas of interest, becoming aggressive enough to push above $1.84, turn it into support. And then if we can see that, maybe we can see higher prices on XRP come into fruition. Above $1.84, still on our radar to the upside for some possible immediate profit taking. We have $2.27, slightly above that, $2.36, and slightly above that, $2.56, before that opens the door for higher prices on XRP. I'm sure that we'll have another update before we get there. All right. So right now we're just seeing how price reacts around $1.60. Do we break $1.60 and start to trail lower into our lower level targets, or can we hold $1.60 as support and start to rekindle some of the losses from the previous weeks? Heading over to Canton right now, buyers have absorbed, let's go down to the lower time frame. Buyers have absorbed the most recent seller on Canton as of time of recording this particular video breakdown. Right now, we have seen a huge seller making an attempt to absorb the buyers that are in this area defending this 18194 institutional sell dark pool, and we broke previous support. So right now the question is, can sellers continue to trap buyers at highs, continue to break structure, turning the 18194 into a resistance? And if we can see that, then we're likely to see a retracement on Cantoncoin. However, right now, buyers have absorbed the sellers in this area. We have continued to hold the 18194 as support. And as of time of recording, buyers are still showing signs of aggression. With that being said, if price can hold above the 18194, we are likely going to continue to see sell squeezes above highs. And we're likely going to continue to see Canton's price trail higher. With that being said, to the upside, if we continue to see bullish activity on Canton, the next upper boundary on our radar is 21,363. Above 21 cents, we have the 24,055. And above that, we have the 27,279 on our radar to the upside. If at any point in time my bearish thesis comes into fruition and we see a break below 18194 and a profit-taking event, next on our radar for DCA levels and areas of interest are going to be the 15,237 and the 11,356. So I'd be very mindful, questioning if we can see 18194 turn into a resistance. That will likely open the door for a deeper retracement. As always, many blessings to you guys. Remember, none of this is financial advice. The bearish levels that I gave you guys on both Canton and XRP are not financial advice. I'm not telling you guys to go out there and buy XRP or Canton, but hopefully you guys have enjoyed the level of accuracy that we deliver for you all here at CYPRX. We hope to see you inside the private CYPRX community so you all can really level up in 2026. We'll be waiting for you all on the inside. Many blessings to you guys. Be cognizant, be aware out there. And I'll see you all in the next video breakdown.